Yes, there are different rites in the Catholic Church because not all Catholics are Roman and not all Catholics are Latin. So, what do I mean by this? In the Catholic Church, we have the Western and the Eastern. In the Western, we have the Latin, which is the Roman Catholic Church, the one I myself belong to. So, not everybody who is a Catholic belong to the Roman Catholic Church. There are other rites in the Catholic Church. I am going to mention those rites for us, but I want us to understand that there are different types of Catholic churches, the Western and the Eastern, and within these people there are about 6 major rites, and within them in totality we have about 24 rites in the Catholic Church. One is the Latin rite, which is the Roman Catholic Church. And if you come to the Eastern rite, there are other Catholic churches are with their own rites in there. All of these rites keep the same tradition, and they profess the same faith as the Catholic Church do. They profess the same faith as the Catholic Church do, but may have a slight difference in their tradition and the way they do things, depending where the church emanated from. So I'm going to mention the 24 rites in the Catholic Church and their origin. Just like I said earlier, there are 6 major rites in the church, and under them we can get about 24 rites of the church. Then the first one is the Latin rite. The Latin rite, under the Latin rite we have the Roman Catholic Church. The second one is the Alexandrian rite. The Alexandrian rite, under the Alexandrian rite, we have the Coptic Catholic Church, the Erythraean Catholic Church, and the Ethiopian Catholic Church. Under the West Syrian or Antiochian Catholic rite, West Syrian or Antiochian from Antioch, we have the Maronite, the Syriac, and the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church. The Maronite Catholic Church, the Syriac Catholic Church, and the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church. The fourth one is the Armenian rites. Under the Armenian rite, we have the Armenian Catholic Church. The fifth one is the East Syrian or Chaldean rite. Remember the previous rite we called was the West Syrian, but this one is the East Syrian. The West Syrian is called Antiochian rite, but this one is East Syrian, the one called Chaldean rite. The word Chad, the country called Chad. Chaldean rites. Under Chaldean rites, you have the 2 rites under it, the Chaldean Catholic Church and the Syro-Malabar Catholic Church. You can easily find this Syro-Malabar Catholic Church in India, and this Chaldean rite you can easily find it in Iraq, and something like that. So you can easily find it in Iraq. So these are the rites under it. And the 6th one is the Constantinopolitan. I am calling it this way so that you will get it. That is Constantinopolitan, or the Byzantine rite. Constantinopolitan or the Byzantine rite. These are the people called the Byzantine rite. They have 14 rites under them. The Latin rites have Roman Catholic Church under it. The Alexandrian rites have 3, the Coptic, the Erythraean, and the Ethiopian rite. The Western Syrian rite have the Maronite, the Syriac Catholic Church, and the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church. There is 3 rites under it. The Armenian rites have 1, the Armenian Catholic Church. The East Syrian or Chaldean rite have 2, the Chaldean Catholic Church and the Syro-Malabar Catholic Church. But this Byzantine rite have 14 rites under them, and we are about to mention it now. Under the Constantinopolitan or the Byzantine rite, we have one, the Albania, two, the Albanian Catholic Church, two, the Belarusian Catholic Church, three, the Bulgarian Greek Catholic Church, four, the Byzantine Church of Croatia, Serbia, and Montenegro Catholic Church. The fifth one, we have the Greek Byzantine Catholic Church. The sixth one, we have the Hungarian Greek Catholic Church. The seventh one, we have the Italo-Albania Catholic Church. We have the Macedonia Catholic Church. We have the Melkite Greek Catholic Church. Number 10, we have the Romanian Catholic Church. Number 11, the Russian Catholic Church. We have the Ruthenian Catholic Church, also known as the Byzantine Catholic Church in America. We have the Slovak Catholic Church and the Ukrainian Catholic Church. These are the 14 rites under the Byzantine rite. The 14 Catholic churches under the Byzantine rite. All of them makes the 24 rites we have in the Catholic Church. So know that today, any day you hear Catholic Church, it is very big. So not all Catholics are Roman, and not all Catholic priests are Roman Catholic priests. So when you meet a Catholic, you try to know which rites he or she belongs in the Catholic Church. But in this part of the world, or maybe in Nigeria, I think the rites that we have most are the Roman Catholic Church. We have Roman Catholic Church is the most rite we have. I think we don't have much of these rites in the Roman Catholic. Where we can find much of these rites is in India, in Ukraine, in all this part of the world, especially Asia countries and some part of America and Europe. So this is where we can find this type of rites. There are little differences. All of them profess the same faith as Catholic Church, but there are little differences depending where the church emanated from. You can see this as a group of church from different origins and traditions. Looking at their name alone will tell you the differences among them, because they come from different parts of the world. Just like you can see from their names, the Romanian, the Russian, the Ukrainian, the Belarus, and the Hungarian Catholic Church, the Albanian, and so on. So these are where this church comes from. You can see that they have different origins, and they may have different traditions that they follow, other than the big letter T tradition that we have in the church. So when you hear of the Roman Catholic Church, the Catholic Church alone is not only for the Latin rite, that is the Roman Catholic Church. There are other Catholic Church that shares in there are other Catholic rites that shares in the Catholic Church. So not only the Roman Catholic Church. The differences they may have is maybe rites like Syro-Malabar Catholic Church may have the tradition of putting their Eucharist, their communion, inside the chalice. That is, the chalice is a cup that contains the blood of Christ. So they put their Holy Communion inside it before giving it, maybe using something like a spoon to give it in the directly to the mouth of the communicant. Then while the Roman Catholic Church distribute beers without using spoon or what. Then when you come about using leavened and unleavened bread, in the Roman Catholic Church we use unleavened bread. That is bread that is there is no yeast in the bread we use. But in some of these churches they use a leavened bread. That is their bread. There is yeast in their bread. That is, They put yeast in their bread to make it to get a swollen bread. While in the Roman Catholic Church, we use a flat bread there is no yeast on it. So these are some differences you will get in these churches and so on. So let it not sound awkward or strange in your ear when you hear about these rites. So some other things can be married and unmarried priests. In most of these rites, I think they have most of these rites, I think they have they don't practice celibacy. I think so. In most of these rites, they don't practice celibacy. Some of them get married and so on. So, some of their priests get married, and unlike the Roman Catholic Church, where priests are strictly on celibacy, they don't get married. So, and so on. So, these are the things we need to know about our faith and have it in mind. In case many of us who go outside the country, maybe who go outside Nigeria, you find this like so many of us in Ukraine, so many of us in Russia, so many of us in Iraq, and so on. You may get most of these churches. I met someone in India, and he was telling me that the Catholic Church we have in Nigeria is different from the Catholic Church we have here. That these people, there is a way they do their own thing. And I was asking, which Catholic Church have you been to in India? And he was like, is there different? Is there another Catholic Church? So there are differences in this Catholic Church. You might have attended the Oriental rites or whatever rites you have attended in the Catholic in India that makes it look similar or different, slightly different from the one you used to attend here. Many of you may be afraid. Are you sure the one I'm going is a Roman rite? Actually, if you are in Nigeria, I think most Catholic churches in Nigeria are of the Roman rites. But beware, if your bishop is not in communion with the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria, know that you are out of the track. You are not in the Roman rites. Your bishop must be in Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria for you to be a Roman Catholic church in there. And so most of these parishes are under Roman rites, or less maybe because I can see that there is new entrant in Nigeria now, whereby maybe old apostolic Catholic Church, Anglo Catholic, and whatever, they are coming in. They wear the same vestment like Catholic priests. They practice the same thing like Catholic priests. Some of them are coming in now in Owerri, in Warri, and in Delta, wherever. So you need to watch out so that you won't make mistake. You won't make mistakes. So you will not be thinking that you are in the Catholic Church in the Roman Catholic Church, but you are not. I am not talking down on any of these churches, but I just want you to be aware that most of these rites are coming in one by one. Even some who broke out from these rites. There are so many of them who broke out from some of these rites. There is Old Catholic Church, and there is another rite that may broke out from Old Catholic Church, maybe this Old Apostolic Catholic Church or whatever. So these are the rites. Most of these rites are coming in Nigeria now, and so I think the Byzantine, I don't know if they have gotten to Nigeria. The Oriental Catholic Church, you may see those things in India and so on. So you have to be watchful so that it won't be a case tomorrow. Many of you get your child baptized in those places. You get your child, you get wedded in those places and all those things. Most of those things, you do them thinking that you are with the Roman Catholic Church, but they are not Roman Catholic Church. And for those seeking for vocations, there are congregations that are not in the Roman Catholic Church. They are of many of these rites or similar rites like that. So you have to be careful. If you are a Roman Catholic and you are doing it with the intention of being in a Roman Catholic congregation, try to watch out and stuff like that. So I hope you were able to learn a lot from this section. I continue to pray for God's grace upon us, that God should widen our knowledge, bring us closer to Him to understand what the church teaches. I remain your humble and unworthy servant, Augustine Mario, and I'm here always for you to teach you the things that you need to know. Thank you, and God bless you for following me. Share this message so that others will get to see it, watch them, and be acquaintance with this. God bless you and remain blessed. Thank you. Namaste in India.